What's going on, guys? Your boy Dr. Ian here, and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Therapy. For today's review, we've got, lately I've been doing a whole lot of TV shows, but figured I'd change it up once again and do a movie review, and this time I've got Magnificent Seven, which stars Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, and Ethan Hawke, to name a few. This movie is directed by Antoine Fuqua, who has directed the likes of, has directed Denzel in a number of other movies, such as The Equalizer and Training Day, just to name a few. And obviously, right off the bat, I want to start off by saying that this movie is one hell of an entertaining ride. There's a ton of really cool moments in this movie, and I got to tell you guys, once again, right off the bat, the shootout that happens in this movie is so worth the build-up. But let's start from the beginning, though, real quick. This movie is basically, it's a revenge tale, and it basically is about the character Peter Sarsgaard, who plays our villain. And basically, he's trying to take over this town and trying to kick everyone out by pretty much murdering them and trying to mine for gold, basically. He wants to gut the entire town of its resources and again strike gold with this town. And the way that he's doing this is basically anyone that stands up to him, he pretty much just murders them in a cold blood. He doesn't care about children. He doesn't care about the church the church or the homes that these people have built. He's gonna burn this place to the ground to get what he wants. And there's a particular woman whose husband stands up to this guy and is immediately just shot dead right from the get-go. He's just shot dead in cold blood, and obviously this breaks her heart and she wants revenge, just as anybody else would. So she goes to hire the likes of Denzel Washington and pretty much gives her all the money that she has, or pretty much all the money the town has, to get this guy to get this guy to leave them alone, or to basically outright kill this guy and his entire army. And hence the title of the movie, Magnificent Seven. Denzel pretty much goes on a crusade to go and find 6 different men to try to help him take this guy down. Obviously, impossible odds. And these 7 guys are pretty much the underdogs of the movie, and it's pretty much a traditional, standard revenge story. There's some really good plot developments and dynamics between the cast, particularly between Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, which actually, it was really nice to see Ethan Hawke and Denzel kind of reunited again after all those years back from Training Day, which was back in 2001. If you can believe that movie was made so far back, and it still holds up today, but that's a whole nother conversation. The movie also stars Chris Pratt, which he's very good in the movie. He's a little too Chris Pratt-y at times, if you know what I mean. If you guys have seen, Parks and Recreation or Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a couple times where he's a little too on the nose with his comedy, but he actually is he's pretty badass in the movie and has some pretty serious moments. And I actually really liked where his character went toward the end, and it kind of surprised me with what happened with his character, and it was actually a really cool surprise. The movie also stars Vincent D'Onofrio. Man, he was so awesome in this movie. He has kind of this weird high-pitched voice where he kind of talks like this. He almost sounds a little bit like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, but he is such a badass character that you kind of forget the high-pitched voice that he has. It's a little jarring at first, but he is such a cool character, and you grow to root for these guys. And I also want to mention that this is a very diverse cast. It's not, what I loved about this movie is that it wasn't, whitewashed. There's all different kinds of ethnicities, whether it's Native Americans, Asians, Latinos, African Americans, white guys. I mean, there's a whole ton of different, it's a very diverse cast, and it was really nice to see that in the movie. I really liked not seeing, the entire cast, being whitewashed. It was nice to see, some diversity in the casting, which was great to see. And then, real quick, guys, let's get back to that shootout, which is one of the best shootouts I've seen in a movie to date. It was so entertaining to watch. I love the build-up toward the shootout as well, seeing their plans and how their plans came to fruition once the shootout starts, how they're kind of building traps and, setting up the town to train to fight the bad guys. It was really cool to see just a solid Western doing what it does best. And that's thanks to the great direction from Antoine Fuqua. He has some breathtaking shots. And even though some of these parts of the movies are sets, it looks very real and very convincing. And same goes for the performances too. Like I said before, everything just jives together in a very entertaining package. If unoriginal, there are some spots where you can see certain plot developments coming a mile away. I mean, there's the Civil War vet who's afraid to shoot a gun again, so he's very on and off about training and about partaking in this whole event. There's one part where one of the characters says, I can't do this, it's against my code as a person, and he just runs off, but then he comes back when the fighting starts and becomes a reluctant hero out of nowhere. I mean, there's a lot of story beats that you can see coming a mile away, and it makes the movie kind of predictable, but that should not deter you from seeing this movie in theaters, especially a nice, big, loud theater. I mean, the theater that I saw it in, it was booming. It was just a ton of fun. Beautiful screens, nice recliner seats. It was a fantastic time. A magnificent time, huh? See what I did there? Gotcha right there. Whatever. So basically, I'm very much recommending that you see this in theaters if you can. It's a lot of fun. I would even consider buying this one on Blu-ray just because I really love the performances and the action was great. That shootout, it's a long shootout, and this is one of the more violent PG-13 movies that I've seen. It was pretty bloody and no holds barred. They should have just made this movie rated R. I mean, why didn't they? I mean, obviously to sell more tickets to a more general audience, but I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I really enjoyed the movie, guys, and I hope that you do when you guys go and see it in theaters. As per usual, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and if you guys want to leave a comment down below, please do so, and please don't forget to hit that like button right in the face, and please subscribe to my channel. I've got some more reviews coming up. I've got a few TV reviews coming up. I've got Luke Cage coming up, and I'm so late on Narcos Season 2. Shows are a little bit more for me to kind of take in, so it takes me a little longer to review most of the TV shows and whatnot, but I'm going to get those reviews to you guys very soon, I promise you. But thank you again, guys, so much for your support, and thank you for watching. And as always, guys, I'll see you at the movies. Bye, guys.